What about
recognize them.
iPad OS 26? That the page manager and all that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think it's going to be one of those things, kind of like Chrome OS and Android coming together. It depends on the size of your device. I've got a 13-inch, and that's great. I can have windows. I can drop down a menu at the very top that's got file and stuff. And let me see what this one was. Touch ID here so I had like Word or something else up. It was Outlook. Yeah, where'd it go? So a lot of stuff's going on. It looks a little bit, I wouldn't say Mac OS, but it gives you that windowing capability. And on a 13-inch iPad, it's great. As you shrink that down, I would never load. The great thing is you can turn it off. You can have your iPad be just like it always was.
Right.
And on a mini, I would turn it off. I'd never turn this thing on.
So for the windowing, do you feel comfortable managing the multiple windows on screen with your finger, or do you feel like you really need a mouse or trackpad?
I think that's one thing that Apple has done very well every time they've done this. They are still, it seems, adamant that you should be able to run this with your fingers.
Yeah, touch first.
If you see a stylus, they did it wrong.
Yeah.
But so it's touch first and very touch aware. So I have no problem moving the windows around, turn on. Even the smaller targets are very easy to hit.
Yeah.
It's not
because
like
that's the things about Windows. I've had touchscreen Windows devices since 2016, I guess, and I can't. They are not touch first. They're like touch last.
Yeah, darn, we forgot. People have styluses. People want to. We have a touch screen.
It's okay to hit an OK button if you don't want to reach for your mouse or something.
Yeah.
But to actually work with the windows and edit stuff, and you got to have a mouse and a keyboard.
That's the key. The applications have to be as friendly as the hardware is.
And the underlying Windows, underlying Windows design, how it interacts with the screen.
And I agree with that. I think that's going to be the same with Chrome OS and Android.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's like when you first got your first iPad, you had, it could run at the time, there wasn't an iPad OS, it was just iOS stuff.
Right.
And the apps, half of them came up in a phone window size.
Right.
And you hit the little 2x button down there, and it just doubled every pixel.
Yeah.
So it was
I remember
when
the iPad first came out, I remember the two things that really impressed me the most on the iPad was Netflix. In fact, that's the reason I got Netflix. I had no streaming service until I got an iPad, and everybody said, "Oh, if you don't have Netflix on your iPad, you're missing out on something," because it really makes sense now. And the other one was an app called Comixology to read comic books, which Amazon subsequently bought and ruined. But those two things were iPad first, and they were fantastic user experiences.
And Kindle, just to go along with that, the Comixology, Kindle is great on an iPad.
Yeah,